Dear friends, welcome to today's practice session. Today we will be discussing about Java variables or the variables which are used in Java. So, a variable is basically a container which holds the value while the Java program is executed, and a variable is assigned with a data type. So, it is the name of a memory location, and there are three types of variables in Java which is generally used. One is the local, then instance, and static. Okay, and there are also two different data types which are used in Java, which is primitive and non-primitive. So we will not be discussing about data types today, but we will just be looking at how variables work. Okay, so it is as already mentioned, it is the name of a reserved area allocated in the memory. In other words, it is the name of the memory location, and basically the value of this variable can be changed. Okay, so let us see this with a simple program here. So if we see this program is to demonstrate the variables in Java, and I have mentioned the name of the class as var, and this particular file is also saved with the same class name as var. Okay, so first of all we will talk about the local variable. So this is the local variable which we are using, and it is declared as int b is equal to 20. So b is the variable, local variable, which is equal to 20. That means it has the value as 20. So this variable is declared inside the body of a method, and hence it is called the local variable. Okay, you can use this variable only within that method, and the other methods in the class aren't even aware that this variable exists. Okay, and this main method also do not have any access to this particular method, to this particular variable. It can definitely access with the help of creation of an object or then calling that particular method, but otherwise it cannot be, it is not accessible. This variable is just confined within this method. One more important aspect we have to remember is that this local variable cannot be defined with the static keyword, like in this a variable. Okay, b variable cannot be defined with the declared with the static keyword, because it is just local to this particular method, right? So the next variable that we will discuss is instance variable. So this instance variable is declared inside the class but outside the body of the method. So it is within the class but outside the body of a method, and it is called an instance variable, and this instance variable is also not declared as static. Okay, it's called as instance variable because its value is instance specific and it is not shared among other instances. Okay, it's just for this particular instance we will be using this instance variable. All right, and the third variable which is there is the static variable. Okay, so INTA. So this is another variable which is declared as static. Okay, static keyword plays a very vital role when we are using the static variable. Okay, and whichever variable we feel that it will, the value of this variable or this variable will not change throughout the program, okay, we will call it as static. Now the primary thing is that it cannot be local to any method because it needs to be accessible from all aspects of the program, and you can create a single copy of the static variable and share it among all the instances of the class. Okay, memory allocation for static variables happens only once when the class is loaded in the memory. Okay, so this static variable, we have to remember that it will not change. So now let me save this program and let me run this. Okay, and you will see the difference. So here what I have done inside the main function, inside the main method I have declared an instance variable and I want to print that particular instance variable. So within the same main method I have used a print statement which will be printing the value of um, the instance variable, okay, which is C. So if I run this particular program, let me first compile this java c var dot java. Okay, so there is no error. Okay, I can proceed Java var. So here see, we got the value as 30. That means my instance variable, the value of my instance variable got printed. Let me make slight modification to this program wherein I am trying to print the static variable, which should not change. The value of this particular variable should not change. Okay, this variable will not change throughout the program. So if I'm, and it is also accessible from the main function, main method. So system.out.println a. Okay, so this is, I'm trying to print the static variable Java C. Again I have to compile it and then I'm trying to run this. So I am being able to get both the values of the instance variable as well as the static variable. Okay, and now I will be trying to print the local variable. First of all, let me make slight modification to this program wherein I am introducing another print statement here, and I will be trying to print the value of b. Okay, now b essentially is the local variable which is local only to this particular method. That means it should not be accessible from any other methods. Alright, not even the main method, without the creation of any without any method call from it. Okay, without calling that particular method. So now what I'm trying to do is I will simply compile this again. See, here I am getting an error where it is saying that cannot find symbol system.out.println b. Okay, the symbol variable b, location class where, and there is showing one error. That means it is not being able to find the b symbol here because this b variable is local only to this particular method and it cannot be accessed by this method. Alright, so this is how a typical your typical variables work. We can make use of these variables in our respective programs whenever we are doing them. Alright, now let us do another program which is to just as for today's session we will take up a very simple program. Okay, let's add two numbers. We are doing all this because we first need to build a certain amount of confidence related to this particular subject, and then only we can try to move ahead with the higher concepts. Okay, so let us write a program to add two numbers in Java. Okay, so what would be the first step? I would simply be writing as class add, and then I'll be opening the class body, and then what should be the first statement? The first line should be I will be calling the main method public static void main from where my execution starts string args. I believe we still remember what this args is capable of doing, right? So it will be fetching any command line arguments or any values that we pass in the console, and then we can get access to those values. Okay, now I have two different numbers. I'll declare them as int a is equal to 5, then int b is equal to 10, and after that let's say int c. This is same as we we have already done this in our C programming sessions. So int c is equal to a plus b, and finally we will be able to print it using the print statement. Okay, system.out.println. So println again is to print the answer in the next line. So the sum is, so I will be simply adding the value of c here. Okay, whatever is the value of C, and I will be saving this as add.java. Okay, so when I'm doing this, let's move to our console, where I have to compile this particular program. So java c add.java. So let's see if I have any error here. No, I don't. So java add, so the sum is 15. So this is like a very simple program which we also do in C language, C programming language. We simply have the data type for A, B and C. We can also use float and other data types which we will be discussing in our subsequent sessions. So we have two different variables of which we have mentioned the values, and we can simply print out the value using the third variable which we have used in order to store the values of the first two variables. Okay, so likewise you can try working working with very simple programs using Java. Some of the higher concepts we will be slowly starting off with constructors and other such programs in our subsequent sessions. So that is all for today. Thank you.